Okay, so in this video, we are going to talk about what it is really like to live in Dallas, Texas. Now, we're going to touch on some things that you may already know about, you may not know about. We're just going to give you the truth about what it is like being here in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing, and I'm sure everybody has heard about how hot it can get in Dallas, Texas. As a matter of fact, it can get hotter than hell. So if you are not someone who likes the hot weather, well, Dallas may not be for you. I love it personally. As a matter of fact, I lived a year in Montreal, Canada, and I have to tell you that was probably the most miserable year because it started snowing in October, and I don't know, it's probably the first or second weekend in April where the snow had already started to melt. You could see the greenery starting to come up. And I was so excited because I'm like, finally, we have spring. And the next morning I woke up and we were shin deep in snow. At that point, I was done digging the car out of snow. I actually did learn what a snow shovel was, but that was kind of an interesting story going through Canadian Tire trying to figure out what a snow shovel is. But needless to say, I did not like living in an area where it snowed for up to 6 months in the year. So I packed it up and headed back to Texas. Now, people say, well, Texas and Dallas doesn't have 4 seasons. We actually do, and we probably have a few more. So we've got a couple of months of winter, and typically it's not too terribly bad, and unless we do get a snowstorm or ice storm, and at that point we don't know how to drive on slick roads, whether it's been snowing or icing here in Texas. So everything just shuts down. The schools shut down. People raid the grocery stores because they think that 2 days of the snowpocalypse they're going to need to get all the bread, milk, and groceries they're going to need for the next 2 months. It's kind of crazy, but that's what people do. So you've got winter, then you've got a couple of months of spring, then we roll into summer. And just when you think you're doing great with summer, all of a sudden we roll into welcome to hell because it gets so hot during really the end of July, August, and the first part of September. Now things will start cooling down and we roll into what we call a false fall because you think that fall is here. You get 2 weeks of just amazing 60-degree, 70-degree weather. And then all of a sudden it pops right back up and you're into summer number 2. Once we make it through summer number 2, and that really could last for even a month, then we actually roll into fall. There have been times when we have had 80-degree weather in December and you are out in flip-flops and your shorts during the Christmas break. But typically it will start cooling down in November and December, but our worst months for the winter are going to be January and February. So if you can handle the heat, then you're going to love Texas. Now, let's talk about the bugs because a lot of people don't realize some of the bugs that we have here. Now, the first one are our mosquitoes, and they are vicious. Now, some people it doesn't bother. For me, I can't go outside without putting on some type of bug spray because I'm going to get eaten up alive and I look like I have just been attacked. And so, yeah, it's no fun. So you definitely are going to invest in a lot of bug spray. We also have what are called June bugs. And I don't know if this is just a Texas thing or what. I haven't seen them any other place, but they're these nasty little bugs. They fly around. They typically come out early in the morning or around dusk. They last for just a couple of months, May and June. Once it gets really hot, then they don't like the heat either, apparently. They're not dangerous. They don't bite. But if you walk outside on your back patio or your porch and you've got the light on, they will fly up in your hair and it will scare the crap out of you. So just know that we have got some interesting bugs in Dallas. Now, this is one that I think this just really kind of depends upon where you're coming from because we've got a lot of traffic. The Dallas area is growing exponentially, and you're going to need to account for an hour to an hour and a half during rush hour traffic, depending upon where where you live, where you work. And I got to tell you, for being such a large city, Dallas is the third largest city in Texas and the ninth largest in the United States. Our public transportation systems really is not great. You know, we've got buses, they've got the DART light rail system, and that will head north and south, but it will basically just cover Dallas proper. And then you have east and west, but there's not a whole lot as far as public transportation. Dallas is really a car dependent city. So when you're looking at moving into Dallas, it is going to be really important for you to take a look at what area town you want to live in and where you're working. Because if you wanted to live in the far north parts of the suburbs of Dallas, but you're working in downtown, then you may be looking at a couple of hours worth of traffic, depending upon the day, depending upon the time. If you are wanting to move out east of Dallas, because we've got some beautiful lakes out there, it is very reasonably priced. You're still going to be looking at a nice long commute time. And coming in I-30 into the downtown area, quite frankly, is not a lot of fun right now because they are widening the freeway, which is going to be great. But now you've got not only the traffic congestion, but now you've also got the construction. So just so you know, traffic is going to stink and public transportation, it just really isn't there. Now let's talk about the communities in the proper Dallas Metroplex. That is going to be really your more established, older neighborhoods. But as you start working out into the suburbs, you're going to have your new construction and your master plan communities. Now, these communities will have the amenities such as the resort style pool, the amenity center, workout centers. They have walking trails, pickleball courts. So your master plan communities really do provide a lot of outdoor activities for the residents. But when you move into a master plan community, then you're going to have to pay an HOA fee. And those run anywhere really from probably $50 a month up to, I think the most expensive I've seen is around $125 a month. And that's going to depend upon the community and where they're located. So if you're looking for a more established, older neighborhood, those typically have already got the infrastructure built out, and they are not going to have the HOA fees typically, but they're also not going to have all of the amenities that the master plan communities are going to offer. All right, so let's talk about food, one of my favorite subjects. Obviously, we're in Texas, and so there are tons of Mexican food restaurants. Some of them are just phenomenal, and it's Tex-Mex. It's not going to be like your Southwestern Mexican food. But Dallas really has grown into what I would call a foodie haven. There are all types of restaurants, from the mom and pop to the chain restaurants to your Michelin star restaurants. You have got every cuisine that is imaginable. You've got some amazing Vietnamese restaurants, Italian restaurants, Brazilian. So the food options in Dallas are really absolutely limitless. And if you're a foodie, you definitely will love the Dallas area. And needless to say, I think we've got some of the best barbecue restaurants around. All right, now this is one that a lot of people talk about, and that is the property taxes in Texas. Our property taxes, I'm not going to lie to you, they're kind of high. They're going to be expensive. And your property taxes are really going to depend upon the area of town that you're living in. If it's a newer community and they're having to build out that infrastructure, if it's a more established community, also depending upon where you're located. So property taxes generally are going to run anywhere from about 1.64% up to the highest I've seen is just under 3%. So 2.89% of the assessed value. Now, we do have homestead exemptions that will help lower that assessed value, but quite frankly, frankly, Texas has got some of the highest property taxes, and with the increase in property values that we've seen over the last few years, the property taxes have just gone up. Now, part of the thing that will help offset that is Texas doesn't have any state income tax. So you're not going to be paying your state income tax, but unfortunately, you are going to pay a higher property tax when you're living in the Dallas area. Let's talk about the culture and events and entertainment that are here in the Dallas area. Now, Dallas is one of the few cities that really has all of the four major sports teams. And yes, I get it. They're not all technically located in Dallas, but you've got the Dallas Cowboys, and let's just face it, they really sucked this year. I think it's been since, 1996 since they've won a Super Bowl. But your Dallas Cowboy fans are diehard fans, and I don't know, we'll make it back into the Super Bowl sometime soon. But you also have the Dallas Mavericks, you've got the Dallas Stars, and the Texas Rangers. Now, the Mavericks, the Stars, they play at the American Airlines Center, which is located in the heart of downtown. And then you've got the Texas Rangers that play in Arlington, and then the Dallas Cowboys also play at their stadium in the Arlington area. And Arlington really is only about a 30-minute drive from the downtown Dallas area. And so it's not really too bad, but I can promise you traffic is really going to suck when you go out to the games just because everybody's going to go. Now, there are a lot of parking and public parking options, particularly in the downtown area. You've got a lot of parking garages for your sporting events. You've got concerts that are held both at the American Airlines Center, and then we also out at the State Fair at Fair Park, we've got the Dos Equis Pavilion. I think that's what the name of it is now. I mean, it used to be the Starplex. For all of us that have been in Dallas forever, that's what we still really refer to it. But you've got concerts that go on out there. And then, of course, our cultural scene, you've got the Dallas Arts Museum, you've got the Perot Museum of Natural Science, and you also have the Dallas Symphony Orchestra and the Arboretum that are located in Dallas. So there are a wide variety of cultural experiences in Dallas that you can enjoy. Okay, now we're going to talk about our outdoor activities, because with our weather and our warm weather, it is conducive to a lot of outdoor activities. Dallas has so many parks, biking trails, hiking trails, but some of the notable places around the town are, you've got Clyde Warren Park. It's really kind of cool because it's a park that's located in downtown Dallas. It's a park that is actually built over one of the freeways. So they hold concerts out there. They have dog parks. They've got food trucks, and it's just a great outdoor space to hang out, particularly if you're living in the downtown area or the Deep Ellum area, uptown area. It's really a neat place to just hang out. We've also got White Rock Lake. So White Rock Lake is located in Dallas, and you can go canoeing, paddleboarding, rollerblading. They've got like 9 miles of jogging and walking trails. It is really a neat place. Oh, you can also go sailboarding, which is fun. We've also got the Trinity River Trails, which are walking and biking trails that are down by the Trinity River. And then, of course, our lake life, because we know we love our lake life over here. We've got Lake Ray Hubbard that is located just about 25 miles east of Dallas. You have got boating, skiing, fishing. They've got public docks that you can launch your boat from. And then they also have marinas, and then all of the restaurants and the shopping that is located right there along the lake area. Now, they also do concerts in the summer. So you can go out on the lake, hang out, drink your beer, hang out with your friends, and then head over to your concerts on Thursdays. So there really are a lot of things that families can get out and enjoy, that you can do to have that outdoor recreation, outdoor activities in the Dallas area. All right. Well, I hope that this helped you to get to know Dallas a little bit better. You know, I've lived in the Dallas area almost my entire life. Now, there's a couple of times that I ventured to Houston, and then I also, like I said, lived in Montreal, Canada. But I call Dallas home, and it it is really just an amazing place. It's an amazing community that I personally love. But let's face it, Dallas isn't for everybody. So I hope this helps you to decide if Dallas is a place that you want to consider moving to. And if you have any questions, just go ahead, reach out, give us a call, send us an email, because we'd be happy to talk with you about not only what we have to do in Dallas, but also we'll get on a map and we'll take a look at different areas in the Dallas area and ask a few questions to really figure out what is it that you're looking for? What do you enjoy doing? Do you want to be near the arts, cultural scene? Do you want to be by lots of restaurants and bars? Are you looking to get out a little bit? So all of these things we'll talk about, and we'll pull it up on the map and show you different areas that are located in the Dallas area for you to take a look at. All right, we will see you guys in the next video.